Thank you for joining us for the July Community Connection. I'm Brian Strand. This month's program finds us in the heat of the summer. But what does that mean in the COVID-19 era? You may be out visiting Fridley parks, but please don't feed the waterfowl. Bread and cereal are not natural foods for geese and ducks, and it can actually harm them.
Hey, don't do that.
Why not? You love it when I bring you food.
I used to love it, but not anymore. Not since the bad things started happening.
What bad things?
First, Cousin Ducky got hit by a car. She didn't know how to be afraid. There was a human driving the car, and the humans she sees usually have food, so she was just trying to get a treat. Then Uncle Quacker got sick. It got too crowded. Normally we spread out, but when feedings brought so many animals here that when one got sick, so did everyone else. Uncle Quacker couldn't fight the disease. And poor brother Donald. He ran after a small human, thought he had some food. The big human didn't like Donald going after her son and threw a shoe. Donald hasn't been the same since. And then there's me. I will never fly again.
Why can't you fly?
I ate too much bread and cereal and crackers, and I was never hungry for the food I really need, like insects. My muscles got weak, and I got a bad case of angel wing, and now I can't fly. No flying south for winter. No escape from predators. My chances are not looking so good.
That's terrible. What can I do?
Stop feeding the ducks, geese, and other wild animals. Not here, not on the trails, not in your yard. Human food is bad for us, and our diseases are bad for you too. Dogs eat our poop, I don't know why, but they can catch our diseases. And rains wash all our extra poop into the lakes and streams, spreading bad stuff like E. coli into the water. Plus, you might like us in your yard, but neighbors can get mad. And when they get mad, they fight with you and sometimes hurt us. We never know the nice humans from the mean ones until it is too late.
I had no idea. I promise. No more feedings.
Don't kill us with kindness. Be like this human. Stop the feedings.
Fridley parks get a lot of use, and the parks can use your help. Community Engagement Specialist Alyssa Cruzel is here to share information about the Adopt a Park program and also update us on the 2020 census.
Hello, my name is Alyssa Cruzel, and I'm a Community Engagement Specialist with the City of Fridley. I'm here to tell you about a new city volunteer program called Adopt a Park. The Adopt a Park program welcomes all community members to adopt a City of Fridley park. This volunteer program is open to community members, community groups, and businesses. Volunteers will work to keep our parks clean by picking up litter, removing weeds, and maintaining the area around park signs and reporting vandalism and safety hazards to city staff. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Fridley staff have put in additional guidelines for Adopt a Park volunteers that follow social distancing guidelines. The health and safety of Fridley community members and staff remain a high priority. To learn more about the Adopt a Park program and to apply, you can visit our website at fridleymn.gov/adoptapark or call us at 763-572-3570. Help us make our city parks and community a beautiful place to live. Our city parks are limited to how many groups can adopt them, so don't hesitate to adopt a park today. I'd also like to remind you to check out the City of Fridley's interactive Parks and Trails map. This interactive map can be explored on your computer or mobile device while you are out at city parks or while walking around the community. You can learn more about the various amenities at each city park, such as courts, fields, playgrounds, bathrooms, shelters, and more. You can visit the City of Fridley Interactive Parks map by going to fridley.maps.arcgis.com. A huge thank you to everyone in Fridley who has already completed the 2020 census. The state of Minnesota continues to lead the nation in census self-response rates. If you haven't completed the census yet, that's okay. You can still respond on your own until October 31st, but don't wait until then. You are encouraged to fill out the census even if you have not gotten an invitation in the mail. You can respond online at my2020census.gov or by calling 844-330-2020. It will take you less than 10 minutes to fill out the census online. Census information is also available in 59 different languages. Learn more at 2020census.gov. One of the most impactful things you can do right now is fill out the census and encourage your family, friends, and neighbors to fill theirs out as well. If you do not respond to the census, census workers will be visiting homes August through October for an in-person count. Filling out your census online right now is the safest option for our community. Census workers take an oath to protect and keep private all of the information they collect. It is kept confidential for 72 years. If you have questions about how to verify the identity of a census worker, go to 2020census.gov or call 800-923-8282. If you have questions or want to receive updates about the 2020 census, text COUNT to Minnesota 2020 or COUNT to 662020. Visit the City of Fridley's website to learn more about the census. Don't miss your chance to show that Fridley counts.
Do this when buying, wearing, removing, and reusing masks. A number of stores and retailers are selling cloth face masks. Consider purchasing them from small businesses. Save medical masks for healthcare workers. If you're making masks at home, consider buying materials online to avoid going out. Make your mask out of 2 layers of tightly woven 100% cotton fabric. Before putting on your mask, wash your hands with soap and water or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Your mask should fit snugly around your mouth and nose. If the mask has a metal wire, pinch the wire to fit the bridge of your nose. Avoid touching the mask while wearing it. If you do touch your mask, wash your hands or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. When taking off your mask, do not touch the front. Remove your mask using the loops that go around your ears. After removing your mask, immediately wash your hands or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. After every use, throw away disposable masks or wash reusable masks. Follow the instructions that came with your mask. Let your mask fully dry before the next use. Don't wear a mask that is damp. And remember, my mask protects you and your mask protects me. Visit health.mn.gov for the most up-to-date information on COVID-19.
COVID-19 has put a hold on nature camps and other activities this summer. Springbrook Nature Center has come up with alternative ways to keep your children involved with nature this summer.
Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Tara here at Springbrook.
And Dina!
And we're here to tell you a little bit about what's happening this summer. Hey Dina.
Yeah, Tara.
Do you know what I miss? There haven't been enough people around here lately. Here's what I miss. I miss the kids' questions. You know, like, why is the sky blue? What's that animal over there? Can you speak bird? But I don't know how I can answer those questions.
We can actually answer those questions, Tara. We have Dear Naturalist. So you can write in or go online and submit your question, and one of the naturalists from Springbrook will answer your question. And every Thursday on Facebook Live, we're going to answer one of the questions we get every week on a video. It's pretty fun.
I hope somebody asks me how turtles breathe in the winter time.
I hope somebody asks me why we don't get pooped on by birds more often. If you miss us as much as we miss you, call one of the naturalists of Springbrook to have an outdoor adventure. These 90-minute programs are for you in a group of 9 people or less to hang outside and have a fun adventure. You can do archery or pond dipping or insect sweeping or even build your own adventure. To register for this $50 program, give the Nature Center a call. We can also help you build your own program if any of the adventures that we have aren't quite what you're looking for.
Nature Out of the Box is here. This brand new program is your way to be able to get out in nature with very little contact. So let me explain how this is going to work. Your friendly neighborhood naturalists have put together 4 nature activities that you and your family can do on the trail here at the Nature Center or anywhere else where you can find some nature. Included in your box will be 4 activities, access to some online videos made just for you from the Nature Center staff. You'll have naturalist curated supplies that you'll need to be able to do those activities, as well as tips and tricks for how to be able to make those activities work for toddlers all the way up through grown-ups. Here's how you're going to get that box. You can register for the July box by July 1st, 5 p.m., and then you're going to pick up your box here at Springbrook starting on July 15th. Now, if July doesn't work for you and you want to move on to August, you can register for your August box by August 1st, and then pick up your box here beginning August 15th. This whole box and the experiences that come along with it are yours for just $50. Here is a little bonus insider tip just for you. The first 10 boxes are going to come with an added surprise. So don't wait, get registering now. You can register for these boxes on the Springbrook Nature Center website.
One rite of passage of summer has not been held up by the coronavirus. Brandon Broadhag is here to explain the 2020 street projects happening around City Hall.
The City of Fridley Engineering Division has been having a busy summer of construction. One project includes the 1901 Street Rehabilitation Project. The streets include, in front of City Hall, the University Ave East Service Road, 71st Ave, and 69th Avenue. The project includes pavement rehabilitation, concrete work, sewer work, adding a trail along the west side of the service road in between Trunk Highway 47 and the service road from 69th Avenue up to 73rd. Another function of the project is on 71st Ave on the north side of the new Civic campus. We'll be adding a sidewalk trail from the service road down to Lock Parkway. Another function of the project is the 69th Avenue access closure from the service road near Woodcrest Church. We are going to be closing down the access from the service road and expanding the existing pond. The access to 69th will now come from Lock Parkway into Rice Creek Boulevards. The project is estimated to start at the end of July, after bidding is completed in end of June and is awarded in July, with estimated completion of construction being in the fall. All of our project updates can be found on our engineers projects website under fridleymn.gov.
This election year is beginning to wrap up. There are 2 elections to be held yet this year. Primary in-person absentee voting has already begun. You can also get involved by becoming an election judge.
There are 2 election days left in 2020. The regular primary is on August 11th and the general election is on November 3rd. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, some voters may be hesitant to vote in person at polling locations on election day. And an alternative method is to vote early by mail. You can request a ballot by going online to mnvotes.org and selecting other ways to vote. You can fill out an online application or download a form to email, mail, or fax in. Early voting for the regular primary begins June 26th and goes until August 10th. Early voting for the general election begins on September 18th and goes until November 2nd. If you are interested in gaining a more hands-on experience of the election process, we encourage you to become an election judge for the City of Fridley. Fridley needs over 100 judges to staff the city's 12 polling locations. Judges serve in different capacities, including greeting voters, demonstrating how to mark a ballot, and ensuring an accurate count at each polling location. If you are interested in applying, please visit fridleymn.gov/elections, email elections@fridleymn.gov, or call 763-572-3523.
Fridley is a heart-safe community, and as part of that community designation, the Fridley Public Safety Department teaches bystander CPR. In-person training is on hold at this time.
Hi everyone, I'm Nico Wallet. This is Patrick Faber. We are both police officers with the city of Fridley, and we are going to run you through a very quick heart-safe version of hands-only CPR. The city of Fridley was designated a heart-safe community a few years back, and what our job is to maintain that heart-safe designation is to teach as many people as we can hands-only CPR. That's CPR with just compressions, no breath giving or anything else. So Patrick here is going to demonstrate while I explain how to do hands-only CPR. The first thing that you're going to want to do when you are getting ready to render care to someone is you're going to want to make sure that 911 is called. That's the first link in the chain of survival, is to make sure that emergency services are on their way. Once that's been done, Officer Faber here is going to come up to the patient. He's going to check for any kind of responsiveness. Usually he'll do that by tapping and asking them a question. Hey, are you okay? Is there anything that I can do for you? This person's not going to respond. Once he realizes that there's no signs of life, there's no breathing, he's going to put his hands in the middle of the patient's chest bone right there, right above right in the center of the rib cage. You kind of make a cross down here and a cross. Right in between the nipple line is where you're going to want to put your hands. So right here. Officer Patrick is then going to use the heel of his hand, and he's going to put the heel of his hand right in the center of the chest there, other hand on top. You can interlace your hands, or you can keep your hands on top of each other. It doesn't matter, whatever's most comfortable for you. From there, what he's going to do is he's going to start compressions. He's going to make sure that his elbows are locked. And he's going to go half the distance of the chest. So what that means is, depending on the person's size, you want to go half of their size when you're pushing onto the chest. So for a child, you're going to use very little downward force, but for a full-grown man, you're going to have to go half of what their chest size is. When you're doing compressions, you're going to want to make sure that you're doing about 100 compressions a minute, or you can use the song Staying Alive as a way to keep record of how many compressions you're doing. What Officer Patrick is doing right now by doing the compressions is he is forcing oxygen-rich blood from the person's heart up into their brain, and that is keeping the brain vital and full of oxygen so that he doesn't sustain any reoccurring brain damage. Once the oxygen-rich blood is going through the body, that buys us some time as first responders to respond to the scene and to enact further emergency care.
For more information, visit fridleymn.gov/1343/heart-safe-fridley, or by emailing heartsafe@fridleymn.gov. When in-person trainings resumes, it will be posted online and on the Fridley Police social media sites.
Hey Minnesota, if you have a medical emergency, call 911 right away. Minnesotans are doing a good job of staying at home and slowing the spread of COVID-19. However, data shows that fewer people with stroke and heart attack symptoms are calling 911 or visiting emergency rooms. We want to make sure Minnesotans are not delaying important care because of COVID-19 fears. Our healthcare system is safe and prepared to treat patients experiencing any medical emergency. If you're having a medical emergency, call 911 right away. This includes bleeding that will not stop, breathing difficulties, sudden loss of consciousness, or signs of a stroke or heart attack. Getting care fast could save your life. For up-to-date information about COVID-19, visit health.mn.gov.
Healthy groundwater is everyone's concern. The Anoka Conservation District has produced many short videos on this subject. This one is called The Groundwater Connection.
We're very fortunate in Minnesota to be rich in surface and groundwater resources. Because most of our water originates in the state, our actions impact how clean or contaminated our water resources become. 75% of Minnesotans rely on groundwater every day to supply all of their water needs. But this incredible resource is vulnerable to pollution. Keeping our drinking water clean is crucial for our health and peace of mind. While groundwater can be polluted by a single commercial or industrial source, it can also be polluted by our collective actions. Some pollutants are harmful to human, animal, and ecosystem health, even at small concentrations. But other pollutants, like fertilizer, that are less harmful in low doses, can make water unsafe if they build up. When it rains, water picks up pollutants that are on the surface and buried underground. As this water soaks into the ground, it can carry pollution into our groundwater supplies. Spread across an entire landscape, many small sources of pollution can add up over time to make our groundwater so polluted that it requires special treatment. Preventing this kind of pollution requires cooperation from us all. When pollutants reach the water table, they move based on the direction of groundwater flow and their unique chemical properties. Some pollutants dissolve, while others may float or sink. Believe it or not, even the wells we use to access our groundwater can have an impact on how pollution moves underground. In Minnesota, there are over 500,000 wells piercing the landscape. When old wells break down, pollution in shallow aquifers can travel into deeper groundwater supplies that would have been protected. When we pump water from our wells, it creates suction, like a vacuum cleaner. This can pull nearby pollution into the well or down into a deeper aquifer. City wells can pull pollution from farther away because they pump a large amount of water. Groundwater contamination is difficult to track and often goes unnoticed, especially in private wells that don't undergo the same thorough testing as city wells. If contamination is discovered in a well, the water should be pumped and treated until it is safe to drink. The treatment process is complicated, expensive, and depletes groundwater resources. Treating contaminated groundwater can cost 10 times as much as preventing contamination in the first place. Other options to address well water contamination include drilling a new well or diluting contaminated water with clean water. Regardless of the approach, your city will act to ensure the water you drink is safe. If you have a private well, you should test your water yearly for contamination. This is especially important if infants, the elderly, or people with health conditions drink your water. If contaminated, a home water treatment system can usually remove most pollutants. However, because treatment is so expensive, it's better for everyone if we prevent pollution in the first place. Whether you have a private well or are on city water, everyone has a role to play in preventing contamination from getting into our groundwater. If you have a well that you no longer use, it is important to have it sealed by a licensed contractor with a special concrete mix so it doesn't become a pathway for pollution. Property owners are responsible if contamination occurs due to their unsealed well. At work and home, we can be careful to properly handle and dispose of hazardous waste, use environmentally friendly household cleaners, sweep up and reuse excess de-icing salt, and keep vehicles well maintained. Even small, everyday actions go a long way, like picking up after pets, mulch mowing leaves and grass clippings to reduce fertilizer use, and hand pulling weeds instead of using weed killer. Always be careful about what gets flushed down the drain. Even common household items like unused medication, antibacterial soaps, and single-use wipes can cause damage to your septic system or city sewer and contaminate groundwater or nearby water bodies. Proper disposal of household items, along with septic system inspections at least every 3 years and regular maintenance, will ensure your septic system is functioning as it should. In agricultural areas, precision agriculture and no-till farming practices can reduce fertilizer and pesticide use. Proper containment of livestock waste can prevent it from leaching into groundwater, and buffers around fields can help filter water. Everyone has the responsibility to stop contamination from getting into our groundwater. When we work together to prevent pollution, we can ensure clean drinking water now and for many generations to come.
If you are interested in tracking COVID-19 in the Anoka County area, you might want to check out Anoka County's website at anokacounty.us/COVID-19 dashboard.
We must slow the spread of COVID-19 to protect our communities. Right now, it is important to wash your hands often, get tested if you have symptoms, stay 6 feet away from other people, wear a mask when you go out, stay home when you can, and work from home when able. Thank you for doing your part. Stay safe, Minnesota.
Normally, the second Tuesday in August is Night to Unite, but this too has been affected by the COVID-19 outbreak. Night to Unite is tentatively rescheduled to October 6th. Stay tuned to the City of Fridley website and social media sites for more updates. Subscribe to email updates and follow the City of Fridley on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. I'm Brian Strand, and thank you for watching Fridley Municipal Television.
This has been a production of Fridley Municipal Television, Channel 17. Thanks for watching.